RBC offers group and individual plans for long-term disability benefits. If you're insured with RBC for long-term disability benefits, this video is so important. Royal Bank of Canada offers plans across the country. And if you're watching this for yourself or a loved one who's struggling with a long-term disability claim, follow through on this video. Learn the important tips that I'm here to share. It'll increase the probability that your claim with RBC is approved. My name's Jeff Mitchell. I'm an experienced long-term disability lawyer, and at Freedom Disability Lawyers, we are all about helping workers. Because we know that legitimately disabled workers are denied their claims every day across Canada. RBC denies legitimately disabled workers because they put profits first. Even if you have coverage for long-term disability with RBC, it doesn't mean that they're going to pay the claim, even if you're entitled. It's not how it works. They're there to assess claims, and if you give them any reason to deny your claim, you can know what happens. They're going to deny your claim. I'm here to give you tips to prevent that. And hopefully, if you follow my recommendations, your claim with RBC will be approved. So let's get to it. Let's see the key tips that will help you have your claim with RBC approved. No matter whether you're at work currently, thinking about long-term disability, or you're already off and navigating the long-term disability process with RBC, this is important information, so let's get to it. First, what does the RBC policy or plan text say about disability, the term disabled? This is going to be different in every single plan and policy, even with RBC. So you need to actually drill down into the document and understand, what does it actually say? And then think about that. Think about how that relates to your job. Every job is different. Disability for a doctor, a lawyer, a construction worker, an assembly line person, a nurse, an accountant, a hairdresser, an auto body mechanic. Disability means something different. There's a different mix of cognitive, physical demands, mental health requirements. These are all very different jobs. Disability will mean something different, so you need to think about what your job is, what the components of that job are, what strain there is, physically, emotionally, cognitively, and why you can't do the work anymore. The more clear that link is to you, the more likely your claim is approved. Ultimately, as a long-term disability lawyer, my job is to explain to RBC why my client cannot do the duties of their own occupation anymore, why they're totally disabled from doing the work, not just with their employer, but their occupation with anyone else. And the better I can do that, the more likely it is that my client will have their RBC long-term disability claim approved. And it's so important because it provides financial security. My client depends on it. And if we can get an approval faster, if we can get their benefits back more quickly, it makes all the difference to my client and their family. You know, I understand that. So it's so important that you follow these tips. Let's go to the second one. Enhance your employee statement and do it right away. So every single application for long-term disability benefits in Canada requires work on the claimant's part. RBC has a form that you're going to have to complete and submit it to them. It has information about your job, what you do, and why you can't work. And even though you provide this document, say the next day, or as soon as you go off work, or a week later to RBC, it doesn't mean they do anything with it, because there's multiple parts to the application process. Your employer has to submit a document, your doctor has to submit a document, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So take the time with this document. Don't just fill it out quickly. Take the time to make a clear connection between disability and your job duties and why you can't work. You want to clearly explain by enhancing that application with clear detail what your job is, why you can't work, why you can't work today, why you couldn't work yesterday, and why for the prolonged future you can't do your job. Not there, not somewhere else, because your occupation is too much. The demands are too great, and you don't have the capacity to do the work anymore. You need to make it clear through a list of your duties what's important in your actual job every day. It's often the case when I'm reviewing my clients' materials from their employer that what their employer thinks they do, it's vastly different from what they do every day. And when it comes to these claims with RBC, I'm interested as to what job duties the person was doing before they left work. So be clear in your own mind what your job was, what those key functions were, what you had to do every single day, and why you're just not up to that anymore. Think about the skills that you need to do your job. They didn't just happen overnight. Think about your experience that you brought in to be able to do the work. Think about your education and training. Jobs are hard. They require specialized education, know-how, experience. Doesn't matter what the job is. If you don't have the physical ability, the cognitive ability, or the mental health state to do the job, to do it well, to do it safely, to do it properly, efficiently, if you don't have that ability, long-term disability benefits from RBC should be there for you. That's why you have coverage with RBC. You don't expect to be disabled, but some workers will be, and that's when RBC is supposed to step up. So if you do your part, the probability that they do their part fairly increases. So let's go to the third key point here. And it's about your doctor. Hopefully you have a family doctor. Hopefully you have a great relationship with that person. You've been seeing them for years. But I bet you, and I know this from my own clients, people aren't talking about their job and their disabling conditions and their job duties. So you need to start that conversation. You need to turn your doctor into an advocate for you. They need to complete a medical report as part of this process. So they need to be in your corner. They need to understand what your job is and why you just can't do it, why it's too much, why you don't have the capacity to do it, why your medical conditions and their diagnoses and the prognosis doesn't suggest that you're going to be able to return to work next week or for a prolonged period of time. They need to be in your corner because they are a third of the materials that the insurance company is going to look at. RBC is going to read the medical report and say, okay, is this person supported by their doctor? Is there treatment going on? Is there medication? Are there referrals? Does the doctor actually think they're disabled? So you need to build that relationship with your doctor. Book that appointment today and make sure you get the time to explain it out and explain to your doctor why you can't work. Your doctor went to medical school. They don't work with you. They're not an occupational therapist. They don't know the job duties of every job. So you need to educate them. It's new information for them. The goal of a long-term disability lawyer is to build a strong claim, a winning claim, a persuasive claim, one that RBC cannot say no to. You need to do that for yourself if you're doing it alone. Don't give RBC the opportunity to deny your claim. Take the time to do these tips and to do it right. Invest the energy, and I know it's hard, but if you put in the time and the energy, the probability that RBC approves your long-term disability claim increases. What happens if RBC approves your disability claim? That's an amazing outcome. It means you get benefits. It means you're going to get a direct deposit or a check every month, so long as you meet the test for disability. What happens if RBC denies your long-term disability claim? You need a lawyer's help. A long-term disability lawyer can meet with you, tell you why your claim was denied, and what they can do to help. At Freedom Disability Lawyers, we take a specific approach with every single claim. We'll look at the denial letter, look at your medical records, and say, this is why RBC denied your claim. Here's our specific plan to get your claim approved. Here's what we can do to help. I know it's so important to not waste time because your family needs to rely on the financial security from the benefits that you're not getting. So, if you have questions about a long-term disability claim, if you have questions about why RBC denied your claim, if you have questions about what to do if you're struggling with the paperwork and the process, just ask. I've been asked every question you've been thinking about before. It's so quick and easy for me to give answers that will help you. My job and everyone at our firm, our mission is to provide education to disabled workers about their rights, about what they can do, about what their next steps should be. So if you have questions today about RBC disability claims, contact me. My team will get back to you today with answers. You can call, text, email, chat. It doesn't matter. Just get us your questions. There's absolutely no risk, there's no cost, there's no obligation to hire us, nothing. My job is to help you make informed decisions so that you can help your family. And if you need my help as a long-term disability lawyer, I'm here to help you. But it all starts with questions. So don't sit there concerned. Just ask. We'll get back to you today with helpful information. I hope to hear from you with your questions. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Just ask. There's no stupid questions. Ask us about your disability claim. Ask us about how to frame your claim. Ask us specifically what you can do to increase the likelihood of your appeal or your application or your reconsideration with RBC. My name's Jeff Mitchell. Freedom Disability Lawyers is here to help you. So contact us today and let us know what your questions are so that we can help you with your claim against RBC. Take care. I hope to hear from you.